I never know how to pose. I feel like I do the same pose. I just smile. Okay. So we're still using natural light. We're going to try to get this last video done, but the sun is coming back up. Stay with us, please. Make up your mind. Bridget needs to film this last video. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well. I am going to be doing my March wrap up. I'm really excited to be doing a wrap up because I feel like there had not been a lot of reading going down. I did do a March TBR where I talked about it a little bit more, and I also showed you guys what I hope to read for the month of March, and I think overall I did pretty good. March was all about the readathons for me, and I just made up my own readathon and put a lot of them together. So I participated in Emoji-a-thon, I participated in Middle Grade March, and I kind of made my Emoji-a-thon like revolve around a ton of middle grade books for the most part, even though I did sneak a couple other things in there, but I also didn't get to a few things. So books I did not get to, hold on a second, let me grab. Oh, the light is going down. We're still going to use this natural lighting. Okay, so the book that I did not get to that told you guys I was only about 12 pages in is Everybody Rise by Stephanie Clifford. I need to check with my library and see when this is due back because I feel like it's coming up. Maybe I have another week, but I need to check so that it's not late. So I might try to hurry up and squeeze this in. Otherwise, I might try to renew it at some other point because it did seem like it was going to be a good story, but I just didn't get to it and it's not my book. So yeah, but this is the book that I talked about in my first reading vlog, so definitely check that if you want more info. Basically, this was the book that was going on in that event, Blind Date with a Book, through my library, and I picked it up and I really wanted to get to it, but I just didn't get to it. So here's what I did get to. Let's start with the middle grade books, and which one of these books was first? I think it's this one. Yes, I think it's this one. So this is Twintuition. It is a series by Tia and Tamera Mowry, and the first book, I'm pretty sure I got it right, is Twintuition Double Vision, and the second book is Twintuition Double Trouble. I literally read these in one sitting. Like, I read one day and I read the next one the next day, and then I was like ready for the next two books, and I realized that one comes out in May of this year, I think. And I don't remember when the other one comes out. I need to check that, but I know that I couldn't get them right now because I was looking on Amazon. So as soon as they are available to be ordered, I will get them. I love these books. They were so cute. I will say I like the second book more than the first book. The first book was probably more like a 4-star, 3.5, 4-star for me. The second book was a solid 4 for me, for sure. And they were fun. I really liked the books because they were lighthearted, and there were times where they were funny, or I was just rolling my eyes like, oh my god, you guys are being dumb. But they were really fun, lighthearted reads. I think a lot of people would enjoy these. I think these would be great books for younger kids to read. And you know, there's magic in here and stuff like that, and it was just a really fun read. Like I said, I gobbled them up and I just got so into the stories. I also like that because these are middle grade books, we're following them during their middle school years, and I think middle school is like a special time, right? Because in my opinion, I think it's a character building time, and it also can be a confusing time because you're trying to figure out who you are and who you're going to be, and you see some of that in the story with some of the decisions they make. For better or worse, they're the decisions they make, and they have to move forward from there. And this story, if you don't know, sorry about that, it's about two twin girls, Casey and Caitlin, and they recently moved to a new town, and the story kind of takes off from there. And like I said, you see different decisions that they both make, and both of them trying to, you know, figure out their friend group and stuff like that. And I like that was shown in here, even when I didn't like certain decisions that were made, because I think that's the reality of what it's like at that age. Sometimes you get it right and sometimes you don't, but hopefully you learn. And I feel like the sun, I'm looking at my viewfinder right now, that I actually have turned toward me this time, because I feel like the sun is like blinding me. I hope it's not, but from what I'm seeing, it seems like the sun is kind of messing me up right now. Hence, I typically don't use natural lighting, but we're going to try to push through. So I did enjoy those. Very good reads. And because we just couldn't get enough of middle grade, we just went on. And I read this book in like a day and a half. And this is Well, That Was Awkward by Rachel Vail. I had never read anything by her, and I really enjoyed this book. Again, this book was about a 4-star read for me. I really enjoyed it. I was just going through a middle grade love phase. I feel like you see the same thing in here. You see people trying to figure out who they're going to be, what type of friend they're going to be, what type of person, and just the different struggles that come with that age, you know, like meeting boys, meeting girls, you know, trying to figure out how to navigate that. It was just fun, but it was also really cute. And I just enjoyed a lot of it. Like, I really just enjoyed a lot of it. Also, Emmett, I have a soft spot in my heart for him, and I don't think that it's gonna go away. I really have a soft spot in my heart for him, and I don't know, he could just be like the little brother that I just want to hug and protect. I have a soft spot in my heart for him. So I really love this book. It was a good, lighthearted read. And I also I will say, something else that I liked about this book, and maybe that's just something I actually like in writing. I'm trying to find a good page to show you. Now come on, as many pages of that as it is in here. Of course, I'm flipping through right now and I can't find not a one. Here we go. There were points in the book where they're showing you like texting conversations, and I really like that actually, because you can see like the different shorthand and stuff of how they're texting, but there's points in the book where you can see actual like texting conversations. The whole book is not like that, but there are certain moments where they're showing you texting conversations, and I actually really enjoyed that. I think it added to the story. I think it added to the characters. Again, for better or worse, I think it added to the characters, and I love that. And then, right, we couldn't get enough. So I read A Wrinkle in Time, and I loved it. This, for sure, absolute love. Absolute love. Definitely a 4.5 star for me, for sure. I loved, and then I went and saw the movie, and I absolutely loved the movie. It was so good. Colorful is the only word that I can think of to describe this book. In the movie, it really was good. At first I was like, where are we going with this? I didn't know what to make of the story because it just felt, I don't know, very whimsical, and I couldn't get my footing with it. I don't know what this is right here. But I couldn't get my footing with it. I'm like, do I like this? Do I not like this? Do I understand this? But I really liked it, and I love the deeper messages in this book. And I don't want to spoil anybody, but I think that this is a great book to remind us to love yourself, flaws and all, and that you are uniquely and perfectly made, and there is literally no one else like you, and that is special as hell. So revel in it, and I love that. And it's also something that I feel like I can connect to, because yeah, when I was younger, did I have moments where I struggled with that? Yes, I did, you know. So it's important to, it was just a nice reminder, and I loved it. I really loved the movie as well. I love the people that they picked to play the different characters. There were some differences between the book and the movie, but overall I think it was fairly consistent, and I really enjoyed both. And then, you guys aren't going to believe this, I hope Xavier is watching right now, I listened to an audiobook. Now I actually have the actual book, and I did read a little bit of this, but for the most part, I listened to this whole thing as an audiobook, and this was a 5 out of 5 for me. This was so incredibly good. Oh, why is that in here? This was so good. So good. This is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. First of all, it doesn't help. I mean, it doesn't hurt that the cover is gorgeous. Just put that out there. Honestly, that's one of the things that attracted me to the book, if I'm going to keep it real, which we know I am. So the cover attracted me, but this book was really good. And I will say, when I first started reading this book, again, I was like, I couldn't figure it out, because this book is told like in alternating perspectives, but it also jumps time, right? So we're getting a glimpse into the past, then we're in the present, then we're in the past, then we're in the present. And so I was struggling to figure out if I connected with the characters or if I even liked them, you know. And there were times where they were frustrating, because I just thought, where's the communication? But it turned out to be worth all of it, because this story came together beautifully. It was so beautiful. It was heartbreaking at times, but it was also really hopeful. And yes, right here, this for me was definitely worth the hype, and I absolutely loved it. And I'm really late on reading it, but it doesn't matter. I just wasn't ready to read it before now. and I absolutely loved it. I find it hard to believe that this won't be one of the best books that I read this year. And actually, I think that's everything. I was still reading Pedagogy of the Oppressed by Paulo Freire this month, but I did not finish it. I actually just talked about it in another reading vlog because I am going to finish it in April, y'all. That's happening. So outside of that, that's everything I read. I'm so happy to be back reading and just spending time with books, because there's not a lot that's better than that. So I will see you guys in my next video. Make sure you let me know what you were reading, or if you've read any of these things, I would love to know. And I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.